All right, are we live? Okay, everyone, we're back. We don't know what was happening, but our streams were shut down on YouTube and X, so we're going to start again from where we left off. From 0 viewers, here we go. If you're just tuning in, we're going to go ahead and play the lead video again. We have a few more callers to get through. Go ahead and play the first 30 seconds of that video one more time.
Can I see your badge again with your photo? You're so cute.
A current Secret Service agent on Vice President J.D. Vance's security detail.
When he's like walking, like where are you?
We'll have at least a minimum head and
gives away vital high-level security information to our undercover journalists.
we have different shifts. We have shift.
Tells her about detailed future travel plans for the Vice President, and even sends her pictures with location metadata revealing where the President's convoy was located, potentially violating both the Secret Service NDA and United States federal law. And Tomas is fully aware of this. Quote, I sign paperwork, so if I don't have to get out information, I never do, otherwise I get in trouble. You really have to stand in awe of the lack of self-awareness.
They know secret about what we do.
Tomas Escato also reveals that he voted for Biden and that he hates Trump and Vance's immigration policies.
Did you vote for Biden?
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah. What do you think about like all the ICE stuff going on?
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
They're employing taxes that shouldn't be employed.
You may have seen reports last week that someone attempted to break into Vice President J.D. Vance's home in Ohio. That incident prompted us to take a closer look. What we found in our investigation was an agent inside the Vice President's detail who was actually revealing to a total stranger that the Vice President would be visiting his home in Ohio days ahead of time. And while what you're about to see is an important story, the security of the Vice President and his family is our top priority. Now, under normal circumstances, our editorial policy is to request comment a day or two before a report airs. But in this case, we contacted the Secret Service a full week in advance of this report to ensure that nothing we report here would compromise the Vice President's safety in any way. But even with those precautions, what we uncovered is troubling, and we felt this is important for you all to see. We hope that bringing this to light strengthens security and helps prevent future vulnerabilities in our government.
All right.
Can I see your badge?
So back to Logan, are you still there?
I'm still here.
All right. Could you just sort of repeat, again, the Secret Service issued this statement, and they've... pull up the statement, please. It's not a statement, it's a memo. Can you throw the memo on the screen? Over the past several months, our employee was targeted, manipulated. Why do you think they're... Laura Logan, why do you think that they are giving me that low blow? Why are they doing that?
Well, to be honest with you, James, it's very troubling that they are attacking you or you know, not directly attacking you, but being snide, making sort of vaguely disparaging comments about deceptive tactics and targeting and so on, because they should really be thanking you. The Secret Service, in fact, should have rolled out the red carpet for you because you just exposed a catastrophic security breach for them. If you are, you know, taking photographs and sending them from the plane with the Vice President on board, as this man was doing, if you're giving away tactics, techniques, and procedures that are critical to all Secret Service operations, by the way, not just the Vice President, but to the President as well. If you're giving these things away to someone, nobody walks up to a Secret Service agent and says, you know, hey, I'm with Al-Qaeda, or I'm an Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps spy, or, you know, and I want to find this out. No, they are trained to detect any kind of deceptive tactics and to counter against that. And the other thing is, James, you know, nobody knows at this point how far this goes. Is it just this guy? Is he acting on his own? Or are there other people within the Secret Service that share his ideology because he's against the president, against the vice president, and critical of their policies on immigration and so on and so on? He's a Biden holdover. How many more Biden holdovers are there? So the fact that the Secret Service is coming, you know, is sending out that internal memo where they really take a few shots at you is extremely troubling because it's not demonstrating that the agency is dealing with this the way that they should be dealing with this. This is a counterintelligence issue. This guy was collecting, storing, and transmitting information relating to the location and movements of the Vice President of the United States. You don't know who else he was sharing it with. If he was sharing it with foreign actors, states, other enemies of the United States that are abroad, that would be treason. If he was sharing it with people here on the left and in other places, where that could be sedition. And I spoke to a few law enforcement people very briefly before coming on here. They all said the first place that they would look is this information being shared with the left? Remember, not so long ago, the Vice President's residence was broken into. How did that possibly happen? Is this related to that? Those are the questions that a counterintelligence investigation would unearth. But I have to say this again. This is arguably the most important story that you have ever done. Because every American should get on their knees and say, thank you for the fact that your undercover journalists, all they were doing was trying to get information and understand something. They were not looking to actively take action against the vice president or the president. And so the Secret Service has been given a gift here because before any of these people could be harmed, they have been made aware of the security breach. That should be their only focus. And it's understandable that they want to, beef up their other employees because there are many great people in the Secret Service who give everything and who do a great job. But let's not forget that we had Butler, Pennsylvania not so long ago, right? So there are issues within the Secret Service, and we don't know how many other people are connected to this individual, or, for example, how many other people there are within the Secret Service who are compromised. And this is happening partly because the Trump administration has failed to clean house across the federal government. The DOJ is still full of traitors. The FBI has the same problem.
This is going to force them to.
This is going to what, James?
This is going to force them to clean house because, you mentioned the word sedition or treason. Can you just talk us through what you think this might be?
Well, when you look at the law for treason and sedition, we are in the midst of a seditious conspiracy, not a conspiracy theory, but where people in the United States are conspiring together to overthrow the government, to subvert the President of the United States, subvert the will of the people. It is extremely frustrating for millions of Americans that this is something that began with Hillary Clinton and Russia collusion and Fusion GPS and Mark Elias and all those people. It went all the way up into the White House to President Obama. And of course, Joe Biden. It was the director of the CIA, John Brennan, was involved. James Clapper is the DNI. We know all of this. The government has, Tulsi Gabbard has come out and talked about it. Kirsty Noem, President Trump. One after another, they're documenting a seditious conspiracy that is still ongoing. This is part of the same conspiracy. The same people funding the protests on the streets are probably the people encouraging this kind of person to betray the oath of office that he took when he became a Secret Service agent and to share information that he should not be sharing. Because it's very unlikely. Now, I don't know this for certain, but it's very unlikely that this undercover journalist is the only person he shared this information with.
It's unlikely.
And that's what a real counterintelligence investigation would want to know.
Right.
It's unlikely. I can't say it. I don't know it, but it's extremely unlikely.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you for your time. Laura Logan with her reaction. We have one more reaction. We have one more individual that we'd like to have on. Bill Stanton is in the waiting room. And if we could please update our viewers with the news. This is Thomas A. Escato, U.S. Secret Service agent, supposed to be protecting J.D. Vance's life, giving away location information. No, I don't think we should play the. Well, people, this is a live show. We're going to be posting the video here in a minute on X. But go ahead and play a different part of the video. For example, the section where he was on the military base, and we had to redact some of this. Go back a moment. There you go. Play that part.
The actual details a little different because we have different shifts. We have shift,
Via text, J.D. Vance's Secret Service agent informs the stranger when he has picked up J.D. Vance's wife, and even mentions that he and Vance are currently at Tomas even sends a selfie from inside a J.D. Vance's residence at the Naval Observatory. It's basically a secure location while the Secret Service is surveilling the Vice President's home. Now, while he's supposed to be guarding the Vice President's property, Tomas is busy snapping selfies, texting our journalist. Now, here's a picture that Tomas sent us taking off from Joint Base Andrews Air Force Base. You see the convoy vehicle going into the airplane.
We're going to post all of it in a minute. So Bill Stanton has appeared as a safety and security contributor to NBC's Today Show and ABC's Good Morning America, former NYPD. He lives and works in New York. Do we have Bill Stanton on the air? Okay, we have him on speakerphone. We're going to go ahead and put that on the air. He's on the cell phone. Okay. We're going to stand by for him. He'd be going to be calling in a moment. We're standing by for Bill Stanton, his reaction. Nope. Okay, we're going to give him a call back in just a minute. We're going to go to a quick break. We're going to come back with another guest reacting to this security issues, both for citizen journalists, myself, a very brave young man, Nick Shirley. We're going to have Brandon Tatum on to talk about some security issues that we're going to have as a result of this work. So I'll see you in a minute.
This is James O'Keefe. You know me for exposing the truth and holding the corrupt elite accountable. But today I want to talk to you about protecting your own freedom, your retirement. Now, gold is soaring above $4,200 an ounce right now and climbing towards $5,000. That's up over 45% this year alone, with silver closing in on $60 an ounce. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and major banks are now forecasting gold between $5,000 and $6,000 within the next 6 to 12 months. And that's why I've partnered with American Independence Gold, a veteran-owned company where proceeds from every sale help support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. And right now, my followers get a free gold bar with every purchase of $10,000 or more. Go to O'KeefeMediaGold.com, that's O'KeefeMediaGold.com, or call 833-324-4653. That's 833-324-GOLD. This is James O'Keefe, where freedom isn't given, it's secured. This is not financial advice. Consult a professional before making investment decisions. This is James O'Keefe. All right, let's talk healthcare, because the system is a total mess. Do you really trust your insurance company? You're paying outrageous premiums, and months later, the bills still keep coming. Confusing networks, denied claims, surprise fees, now rates they're saying might go up 20% or more. And did you know that medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy? Those are some of the many reasons why I suggest switching from traditional health insurance to Impact Health Share. Profit-driven bureaucracies out of your healthcare and puts the power back in your hands. You can save up to 50% and get clear costs, real savings, and no woke nonsense. You can pick any doctor, no surprise bills, 24/7 telehealth, maternity support. Take control of your healthcare before the system decides for you. Go to ImpactOMG.com to learn more and get your free quote in seconds, or call 855-378-6777 now. That's ImpactOMG.com, ImpactOMG.com. Impact Health Sharing, built differently. All right, let's talk healthcare, because the system, we're standing up to the powers that tried to discredit us, silence us, smear us, raid us, and throw us in jail. They've awakened a sleeping giant. We're building a movement of transparency and accountability in both the public and private sectors, because we run from nothing, we hide from nothing. And when you join and get your full access pass, you fuel a movement for truth. We are the media now. We're standing up to the powers that tried to discredit us, silence us, smear us, raid us, and throw us in jail. They've awakened a sleeping giant. We're building a movement of transparency and accountability in both the public and private sectors, because we run.
All right, we're back at The Price is My Life. We apologize. The first stream was interrupted. We were approaching 250,000 viewers. And now we're going to have Brandon Tatum on the phone. Is he on speakerphone? All right. Awesome. Hey there, it's James O'Keefe.
Hey James, how you doing?
Hey there, you're live on the air here. Just wanted to get your, I don't know if you had a chance to see this Secret Service story we just broke, but you have a chance to see that?
I did, and it's out of control.
Well, first, let me get your reaction to that, because you're a security professional. You do work with security, and I just want to get your thoughts on this compromise. And they're saying they're doing anti-espionage training. They're also, and you're a guy who's protecting Nick Shirley, who's another citizen journalist, and in this memo, they attack citizen journalism. So I just want to get your reaction to all of it.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely asinine that you have somebody working for the Secret Service that's sworn to uphold privacy of security individuals, and they're disclosing stuff on a Tinder date. It's absolutely out of control. And what's scary or even more troublesome is how pervasive is this? You know, how many people are susceptible to sexual encounters that will cause them to disclose personal information of one of the most invaluable people to protect on planet Earth, which is the vice president. And so it's very troubling. You would think in a secured environment where you have clients, especially in the work that we do, you have to have secrecy, and the clients have to be protected at all costs. That's what you sign up for. And the highest level of that is the federal government, protecting the president, the vice president, and those who were in power of the most powerful country on planet Earth. So it was very troubling to see that breach. And I'm hoping that people are held accountable, not only the person that you guys obviously exposed, but I wonder how many other people are susceptible to disclosing information like this.
You're protecting Nick Shirley, and you're offering security services for Nick Shirley, the young man who did the story in Minnesota, broke the biggest story of the year, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to citizen journalism. I mean, what is your advice to me, who's busting these bad guys? And what do you think the biggest security issues are with citizen journalists doing this type of work?
Yeah, we're Blackline Security Operations is the security company that supports Nick Shirley. I mean, we protect him 24 hours a day, and we obviously have people that's traveling with him anywhere he goes to make sure that he's safe. And we have a special thing that we created, which is a nonprofit side where we can raise money to help fund Nick's security without him having to come out of pocket. And the reason that we do that, and I experienced it myself as an influencer and a person that needs protection, is that the protection is incredibly expensive, especially for people.
How expensive is it?
Journalists. I mean, it varies. The threat level of Nick Shirley needing 24-hour security, it can be a lot of money. I mean, you're talking, I don't know, anywhere between $60,000 to $100,000 a month, potentially.
$100,000 a month, so $1.2 million a year for security. Possibly.
It very well could be, especially if your threat level is very high. Someone like Nick Shirley will probably need over $1 million to protect him appropriately. You know, anybody can hire, you know, someone to come stand by him, but if you want real protection, somebody that's a tier 1 guy, like we have people who are in special forces that are protecting Nick Shirley. So if you want real security and make sure that you're actually going to survive encounters, you're going to have to pay for it, and it's very expensive. And this is why we have a nonprofit side of it to help influencers who may not be able to afford that type of security.
What's the name of the nonprofit?
It's Blackline Guardian Fund. And those people who are supportive can become a guardian for not only Nick Shirley, but others who we intend to protect. But Nick Shirley is definitely our I guess top person that we're protecting right now.
Who's on your board?
So right now we don't want to disclose everybody that's on our board at this point, but we do have people who have security background on our board, people who have run nonprofits and different things like that. But we'll be releasing that shortly.
Is it a
But we
new?
do
I
have
mean,
a variety
you
of.
file a 990. It's a public tax return, so you'd have to disclose your board members unless you're brand
Yeah,
new.
no, 100%. No,
Okay.
100%. We're
Oh,
brand
I
new.
see.
That's
I
that's
see.
one of the reasons why.
Um,
Yeah, we're just started a few months ago, and we getting hitting the ground running.
well, why should Shirley start his own nonprofit and be the chairman and have? Would you recommend that, or what's your thoughts on that? Because right now people are giving to your nonprofit to fund the security that you're offering. How do you think that should work for the future of citizen journalism?
Yeah, I mean, we make it simple for them, man. I don't think Nick Shirley or any citizen journalist should have to worry about any of that stuff, man. You know, starting a nonprofit is a headache, to be quite honest, in some ways. So you got a lot of nuance. You got to manage the board and all this other stuff. I would suggest if a person just wants to do it and that's their passion, then they should go and do what they.
I mean, I don't think there's anything passionate about the paperwork involved in starting a 501c3, but it's a very interesting. It's a very interesting question.
Yeah, it's a liability side of it as well. So we try to make it easy for young journalists and people who are doing it. They need to focus on what they're doing, and we can help them on the other side. And we have contracts that we sign with them. It's 100% the money that is given to them to support the security go to their security. It don't go to anything else. And to be honest, right now that we're new, we don't have any real overhead in the nonprofit side. So 100% of everything goes directly to the people that we support. None of us get paid in a nonprofit, and it's never my intent for anybody to make a profit on the nonprofit side. It's literally supposed to go to securing these young people because we need them to stay alive and we need them to do their job.
Yep.
You know, just like you, James. I mean, you're out there doing the Lord's work, and we need you to stay alive and stay protected and safe where you feel confident to be effective. And I don't want these journalists to be worried about the nuance and the rubbish when it comes to
the only where I'd
501c3 legal issues.
Well, I'll tell you what. The only where I'd push back a little bit, and I'm very transparent, so forgive me for saying this on the air, but I think I think with Nick Shirley, and I mean, I've lived this in my own life. They are going to punch back hard in one of three ways: spiritually. In your profession, what your specialty is in guarding against physically, and probably the most difficult thing that I've experienced is legally, and that means lawsuits. And I heard him say something to the effect of, "Well, I haven't done anything wrong, therefore I'll be okay." And I think, and I think that that's true. He didn't do anything wrong, but that won't stop them. So they're going to hit you in three ways, and we got to be prepared. So I would,
and exactly, James. And I think this is why we do this as a joint effort. We team up, we fight back, everybody together, and we have the 501c3 side, we have a legal team associated. So we're covering ourselves as far as legitimacy's sake. But if they want to fight, then we need to bring the fight to them. We cannot back down. We cannot be afraid. We cannot let them win. Finances should not be an issue when it comes to protecting the young people that are out here doing the Lord's work. That's just my thought process.
It's one of the great challenges with journalism. It's when you make journalism a commodity, it's tough, and that's why the nonprofit route is great. Thank you, Brandon Tatum, for coming on the air, providing security for Nick Shirley, reacting to the Secret Service. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you offline real soon. Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that wraps the show today. We're about to post the video. You've all been waiting for the Secret Service. One more thing. We are all going to have to increase my security. I got these bags, Escape Zone. It's like those special bags where you put your phone in the bag so no one can hear you. And I actually got these. I'm increasing my own security. Like, I don't just mean like physical security. I just mean people trying to get you, listen to you, spy on you. They're lined with some special material. So when I meet with people now, I put them in the bags. I mean, I'm not even the Secret Service, but you got to have basic operational security. Thank you very much, everyone. Join us next Tuesday, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock live Eastern Time. We break our stories. This week, we're going to expose the motherfuckers. That's what we're going to do. It's the year of accountability. It's the year of sustainability. And, people fear death. People talk about death. Well, death cometh soon to us all, sooner or late. To every man upon this earth, death comes sooner or late. But how can man die better than facing fearful odds, for the ashes of Charlie Kirk in the temple of your God. So come back to the year 2026 when you're on your deathbed many years from now, and your grandson, your son is asking you, Grandpa, Dad, what did you do to prevent the collapse? What are you going to tell them? That you were afraid of death? No. Where would you rather be than right here, right now? People are going to go to jail. Mark my words. Stay tuned. And thank you.
Can I see your badge again with your photo? You're so cute.
A current Secret Service agent on Vice President J.D. Vance's security detail.
When he's like walking, like where are you?
Follow me. We'll have a lease, a minimum head, and
Gives away vital high-level security information to our